Hey everyone, I'm Jack, and this is a awesome cutting of an Opuntia, a prickly pear. I do not know the species, unfortunately, but I am going to pop this up today. I have let them sit for a couple days to callus up. Let's see if I can get it up close enough here. See that callus? Oh, come on, you can do it. There we go. See the callus on the end, how it's all brown and hard? That's what you want. So if you were to cut this off, come on, focus. If you were to cut this off and just pot it as is, it would just rot. So you need to cut it, let it sit for a couple of days, and then, once you have that callus formed, then you can go ahead and plant it. I'm using tongs because these things have, I don't know if it's because it's a baby or if it's the species, but they have tiny little, I know it won't focus on that. Let me see if I can try. Tiny little thorns. You see, look right here on the outside edge. Look at that. They're so tiny. And so when I picked it up, when my friend gave it to me, I got probably 50 of those tiny little thorns stuck in my finger and my hand. And so I learned real quick, don't pick these up without tongs. All right, let's go ahead and pot this up. So I've got my pot. I've got, of course, my cuttings right here. Just going to move those over for a second. I've got some soil. This is a real sandy soil that I found at a local nursery. And it's really nice. It's what I planted the comfrey in, if you saw that video. And I wasn't quite sure it was going to be good, but I think for cactus mixed in with a little bit of perlite, I think it's going to be amazing. And then I've also got a little bucket of perlite, and that I'm just going to add in to increase that drainage so that the water doesn't just sit on these cactus roots. I normally have started putting gravel on the bottom. I think I like that a little bit better than putting a little piece of broken pottery on the bottom, but unfortunately I don't have any gravel here with me. It's out in the shed and I'm kind of lazy and I don't want to go out to the shed. So I'm just going to put a couple of pieces of the pottery in there just to cover that hole. Then I'm just going to take a scoop of the soil, and I'm just using a measuring cup, so I'm going to do equal parts soil to perlite. So actually, you know what? Where's my other bucket? Let me mix it in this bucket. That little bit will be alright. So I'm just dumping it in this little white bucket. Now I'm going to put in the perlite. I'm just going to give that a mix. And I think that looks really good. Can you see that? With the Opuntia, you want to plant them a little bit deeper than you would other cactus or succulents. And so I'm going to put in quite a bit of soil. And you want to cover about 1 inch or 2 inches of the Opuntia. So I'm going to put that one right about there. Let me put in a little bit more soil. I'm going to put a little bit more here on the outside edge so that I can put this little baby in there. There they are, planted. Let me come up here a little bit so you can see. Now you don't want to water this right now because it would just rot. Once again, I know I say that all the time, but if you water now, there's no roots, and so all it's going to do is sit against this soft flesh, and you're just going to end up with rot, and it's going to die, and you won't get any roots, and you won't have any cactus. So I'm just going to give it a tiny little spray from the sprayer. Inside here is just some rainwater, and I'm just lightly spraying kind of around the cuttings. And you just want to be careful not to put too much. And so for now, I think that's perfect. Now, you want to avoid putting these in bright sunlight. And I have the grow rack. I'm actually right in front of the grow rack right now. I'm not going to put it under the top shelf, which is that real bright light that's shining. And the next one down it's not as intense as the top one. So I might put it under that one and kind of back into the corner just so it doesn't get some real intense light. So let me show you what that's going to look like. And what I'm thinking of doing is putting it down here and probably back in this corner. It gets a little bit of light, it just doesn't get a whole bunch of intense light, and I think that'll work perfectly. I see that all the surface of both pads are getting some light, but not too much. So I think that is going to work out. So there you go, guys. There's potting of the Opuntia. If anybody knows the species, if you're watching this, leave it in the comments below, please. That would be awesome to know which one this is. For now, it's just going to be sitting here trying to get some roots, trying to adjust to its new pot and its new home. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and share. Make sure you come back and check for updates on these plants and this grow rack. I'm going to continue to get more plants, and I have some other ideas for the rack. Until the next time, thanks for watching.